welcome Rehab Talk Radio. I'm your host Kovac. I'm kicking it always with Kenneth.
Hello, all of our listeners out there.
And with me tonight, I got quite a few people in the room. I got a couple of induction. I got Matt, who's in the background.
How's it going?
My sound producer, and I got Clay as my executive co-producer as always.
Oh.
And then tonight is our special guest. We got who I call Nemo. It's Nemo to me. Everyone else knows him as Geronimo. He's one of the heads of the house. He's one of the strongest horsemen in here. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you. I don't know about horsemen, but hey, I like the sound of that. So
I'll
take it.
When I came here, there's always those people in the house that are very inspirational.
Yeah.
Those people that can set the tone for the house, and there's few people that can do that. And you're senior now. You're senior phase.
Transition now, actually.
Transition.
I transitioned, yeah. So I transitioned 2 weeks ago. So that meaning that my next phase is once I'm ready to head out, ready to start my life without the walls of this. I don't know. I don't like to call it as a rehab house. I like to call it as it's my savior, man. It has saved me in so many ways. Now, work-wise and everything like that, I've always can work, but it has saved me mentally. It has showed me a better way how to be stronger mentally. Because you have to deal with different people here. People that I would never deal with out there, you know what I mean? Different emotions, different personalities, different everything.
All walks of life.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, this place has showed me how to learn to take a step back, and instead of being quick to jolt to it or talk back or even give attitude about anything, learn to actually see where that person's coming from and why they're acting that way or why they are the way they are at that moment. And instead of being rude about anything, I just try to make it with laughter, man. Laughter makes me happy. Having a good time makes me happy, so I always try to spread that out. But it's just shown me a lot of ways how to mentally be strong now and dealing with people.
And you're a very mentally strong person.
Yeah.
I've seen you growing a lot through this.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. You're a very headstrong person. To the way that you were, I don't know how you were, but from the stories I have heard and from what I've seen, okay, this is a guy that I've literally seen a guy trying to pull a bullet from his stomach with a pair of toenail clippers, walking down to go to a morning meeting. We were all curious the story about that, and I know that you got a heck of a story to share on it.
Yeah, I do actually. So, well, the story on that bullet. So the reason I even have bullets in me, I had two. Now I only have one left inside of me. But 3 years ago, I got shot 10 times with a 45. How that happened was I can't even say young and dumb. Honestly, it was just me being me thinking I was this really badass and being part of that being a drug addict, being an alcoholic, and just being around the wrong people. I took 10 bullets. I got 11 in total. I got 11 bullet holes in my body.
You said 10 bullets.
10 bullets.
Isn't that more? That's got to be more than 50
Man,
Cent.
50 Cent ain't got shit on me.
No, 50 Cent does.
He don't got nothing on me, bro. But so not getting too descriptive on it, and I can maybe down the road. But yeah, altogether I got 11 bullet holes in me, man. It took I want to say 5 of them, and they had to take them out. I took about five to the gut. My first bullet I was shot from the back, and that was an in and out, and everything else is pretty much in and out. He reloaded on me once I finally dropped to the ground, and he reloaded and just kept shooting. And it was a crazy experience, man. I'll tell you what, no drug, no alcohol, no nothing can make me feel what I felt that day, man.
Oh, I'll bet.
I felt a lot of crazy emotions all coming at one time. And they say when you get sober, you feel all these emotions at once. Well, that day, I don't even know how to explain it. I felt everything hit me, man. Everything I wish I would have done in my life. So a lot of regret. I hit a lot of regret in that moment. To me, it felt eternity, man. And honestly, I was crying on the ground. I don't know how long. To me, I felt regret, wishing everything I wish I would have done, the things I wish I wouldn't have done, the change I wish I would have made right away.
Now, did your life flash before your eyes during
It
this?
sure did flash before my eyes. I remember things that I didn't even remember about me being a kid, and I remembered it. Little bits and pieces of little things that, from my mom holding me, when I was probably, I don't even know how old I was, but I remember her holding me, and I was in this Mickey Mouse suit, man, and red pants and this Mickey Mouse shirt. And that's something I never remembered in my entire life until that very moment. I thought about my kids, how I wasn't gonna get to say goodbye, how that made me sad. I even thought about my father. You know, my dad left me when I was 10 years old, and I thought if he's still out there, I still haven't seen him till this day, but he's not even gonna know I was gone. But every little thing went through me, man. Everything. I mean, everything. Like I said, the things I wish I would have done, the things I wish I didn't do, the change I wish I would have done, and like the concrete that I was on felt literally like clouds. I've never felt peace in my entire life like I did that day laying down on that ground. I mean, my body was hot. It was burning, man. My skin felt like it was peeling off of my skeleton. Like it was just coming, like just melting off of me because the bullets were so hot. But I never felt peace like that ever in my entire life. And it was amazing. It was beautiful. I couldn't see nothing. I can't sit here and tell you like, oh, I saw the clouds. It was like a white sky. No, it was just, it felt emotion, like not motionless. Like I was just there. Like I couldn't see like a ghost or anything on my physical body, but I just mentally just felt like I was floating. No worries in the world anymore. Like my peace was, I've never felt it like that before. And I don't know what it was or how it happened, but something inside of me snapped me out of it. And I'm like, no. And from there, I came back to and I opened my eyes. And I remember that's when they were putting me in the paramedics, but I kept telling myself in my head, no, keep going, push it, you got this, you got this. I just remember repeatedly saying that to myself. And then I went out again. I woke up in the ambulance, and I remember looking at it was a Chinese paramedic. I remember looking at him, man, and I looked at him and I was like, am I gonna live? I swear to you, to me it felt like it was forever until he answered me. It was probably only like he probably answered me right away, but to me it felt like it took forever to answer, and all he told me was put his hand on my shoulder. He's like, we're gonna do the best we can. And I was like, what the hell? I'm dead. That's all that came to my head. I'm like, I'm dead.
You weren't feeling very reassured on that one. He's
No.
taking a little bit of time to answer you there. I've been a little like, come on, man, you could enlighten me a little bit, please.
Yo, like literally, it seemed as soon as he answered that, it seemed like I was in my head. I remember I'm like, I'm dead, and I was out again. I was completely out again. And then I came back to. When I came back to, I woke up, and I had this blue thing in front of me, like a drape or a blanket, whatever you want to call it. And I remember looking around, I had this like elephant tube sticking out of my mouth. And I look around and I see my mom, I see my cousin, and I see the doctor, and I see my aunt. And my aunt, I have a cousin and an aunt that. So I have no idea how in the hell this happened to happen or how. But somehow I gave my mom's number to whoever the hell I gave it to. I don't remember any of this because my mom lives in Elko. She don't even live here in Reno. So she drove down here because they called her. From what the story that I got, they called her, and my mom couldn't believe it, couldn't understand it. She called my cousin and my aunt that live here. Well, I remember my cousin telling me that he's like, dude, I got the phone call, and they told me you were there. They told me the shots, but I thought I heard wrong. At this moment, I still didn't know how many bullets I took. I just knew it was a lot. But he told me, he's like, man, when I got to the hospital, they told me 10. I could not believe it. Anyway, at that moment, I wake up and I have this tube. And the doctor's telling me, he's like, hey, this is where you're at. Do you know your name? And I kept nodding my head. He's like, you've been shot 10 times. And I remember my eyes opened up wide. And I remember him telling my mom, he's like, for everything he's going through, he is pretty impressive that he's responding. I mean, I couldn't talk, so I had that too. So they gave me a piece of paper, man, so I can write down if I need anything or like how I'm feeling. I can barely write. Until this day, my mom has that little piece of paper. I asked for vodka. I asked for fucking.
You asked for vodka.
I asked for vodka, man. My mom still has that little piece of paper saved to this day. For me asking for that vodka.
I'm curious how you asked that question. It was like vodka, yes, no, question mark?
I just put vodka. Like, that's it.
One vodka.
Just like it's
That's all I put, man. She still has that little piece of paper. She brings it up to me every time I talk to her. Not every time, but here and there she'll bring it up.
That's the spirit of true grit.
Yep. Yep. And it's funny because that sober picture that I took when Jeremy was here, me holding those weights, I sent her one and she has that little piece of paper next to it.
I do remember that picture, and we're actually on our wall on the first floor.
Yeah.
It's a picture of you holding the weights going like this.
And that was like the beginning of my journey, man, of like my weight, like me working out. But yeah, like at that day, man, So I asked for that, right? And then the only thing they were able to do was wet my mouth with the little green sponge, right? I'm like, what the hell? Because my mouth was so dry. Well, I did ask for water after that, and the reason they gave me that sponge, so the reason I had this thing in front of me, I was getting ready for my second surgery. They couldn't do it right there and then.
So you were still technically open.
I was open.
So they had to put you in like an
blue claw.
oxygen tent.
Yeah, they had the blue claw and they had my guts open. So they had me, like that. So I couldn't see it, but the doctor told me, he's like, you can't. He's like, man, you take a drink of water right now. I'm like Swiss cheese. Everything's just gonna fall in my organs. Like, it's just gonna fall into my organs and it's gonna mess more things up. I was like, what in the hell?
Okay.
So, it's like, that one maybe lasted like 10 minutes. I don't really know how long it lasted. And I went out. I came back to again, and from there, I remember being slid into the table. I just remember that, the lady telling me, hey, count back to 10. I did not make it to 10. Boom. I woke up in ICU again with that elephant trunk. But I had to get someone out there in this world, man, saved my life that day. I had to get 2 blood transfusions because of how much blood I lost. Like, I don't really have a femur anymore. So my femur is pretty much all metal. Go ahead.
So we'll go into the details of it. How many surgeries did you have exactly? What all was it?
I had 3 surgeries. Altogether 3, but it's 2, but in one of them they did 2. But that's the one because my body swelled up so much. That's the reason they held off the last surgery. Because I'm not really that thick or anything. I'm pretty skinny. But my hospital band was on the last notch. And it was almost ripping. Like, my body was so swollen.
It was swelling.
Yeah, so they didn't want to proceed this last surgery they were going to do because of how swelled up my body was. And that was for all my guts. So for me, I don't have an upper and a lower intestine anymore. Mine is all together. It's just one big intestine now. So they had to cut pieces from here and there to make everything get whole because they had to take bullets. They had to pull out those bullets that hit me. And then, like, my femur, how he explained it to me was, imagine throwing a plate down on the ground, grabbing a hammer, and just smashing it some more. So from this leg right here, that metal I have 2 metal bars to my hip. So I also have 2 bars in my hip. I still got 1 bullet inside of me, but yeah. So that right there, man, started my journey.
That's not the bullet that Munch tried to pull out, is it?
No, not this one. I told me no. The other one, other one it was still sticking out a bit. They told me either your body's gonna take it in or it's gonna push it out. So obviously it was pushing it out.
So that bullet, it did come out eventually.
And it ended up coming out later on, and I was in the shower and it came out. I was like, oh my! I was so proud of that thing. I was like my souvenir, bro. Like, I was proud of it. It's still, I'm not even lying. It's in my car right now. Like, I just put it away in my little
Get that on chain.
Right.
That is a legit question. Did you ask to see the rest of them, like to have them? Because when I got my teeth pulled out, I asked for my teeth out.
To be honest with you, I didn't even think about it. But then again, I remember when I got shot that day, like, I was wearing some nice new Adidas, a chain, a bracelet. I didn't get nothing back, bro.
They robbed you.
So they probably, for all I know, it's still in there or it went somewhere. I have no idea. Had the doctor all rocking it and shit. But yeah, man. But from right there, like, it started my journey, man. Like, my journey of self-pity.
Well, I just had a question backing up a little bit. When you were laying there on the ground, did you have so aside from peace, did you have any positive emotions along with the regret?
No, like, honestly, at that moment, my life was so spiraling down so bad, and this is before I got shot. It got worse after I got shot, but at that moment, it was spiraling, man. I was not a happy person. I was the most angriest person. So in that moment, I had nothing but regret, pity, and just anger towards myself. Yeah, I had that peace that felt so amazing. But like after I got out of all that, like just telling myself I gotta keep doing this, I knew I can do it, but there was no positivity I felt by anything. I just felt regret just because, like at that time I lost my kids, and it's because of my drinking. Drinking was my main, alcohol, and meth was just the next thing so I can keep drinking.
Yeah. Along that same line, you mentioned at the end there you just came back.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you weren't done with life? That you had something more?
For the longest time, after everything that happened, I always thought about that very moment, like, why did I come back? Because getting all that did not make me want to change it. I still went down an even worse spiraling path because now I had this excuse, I want to say now, that of pity of why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Oh, this happened to me. This is why I'm doing this. I'm so mentally messed up, you know?
Yeah.
So it just, I don't know, like, I used to wonder that a lot. And one day I just quit. I quit wondering why I came back. People kept telling me, you're here for a reason, you're here for a reason. Well, I'll tell you what, I kept trying to chase that reason. And all I did was piss myself off more because I wouldn't know, because I wasn't doing nothing right. I was still drinking, I was still smoking meth. I was still not being the person I knew I could be, even though I knew I could be. But I quit asking that question, why am I back? And the crazy thing with that is that I was talking to my little brother a while back. Everything I wish I used to do, without even realizing it, I'm doing it now. Which is crazy. Like I never thought I would be this person I am right now. I never thought that people actually look up to me. I never thought that people noticed me. Even I'm loud as hell, man. We all know that shit. I'm really loud, but like I never thought people really noticed me, you know. But now, like I see it with Rest for Recovery, with even here at the house, with like, it's crazy. Everything that I kept asking myself without even asking it no more, and without even focusing on it, is now happening. All because I'm actually fulfilling what I want for myself. I used to always say I'm gonna do this, but never actually come through or half-assed it. Now I'm actually taking baby steps on whatever it is I do. When I started working out, I didn't just hit it gun ho. It was consistent, and now I am where I am, which I'm still not done, but I'm seeing the results. Here at the house, I just stayed true to myself and just made sure I stayed consistent. Even if it was a little thing, I gave myself a reward internally. You know, like, hell yeah, you did good. Don't get me wrong, there's still days, man, that I still wonder sometimes, like, shit, like, I have my funks, you know, like, my moments of, like, damn, man, there's more I can do. But I have to talk to myself and be like, look, just relax, keep doing what you're doing. And it's crazy, it's working, you know? Like, right now, I still don't have my kids. They still don't want to talk to me, but it's not getting to me how it used to now. So, like, my purpose, to answer your question, like, no, I didn't think, I used to wonder why. Now I just, honestly, I just like to say, like, I'm just strong at it, I guess. I'm just mentally strong, and I didn't even know I was. The reason I came back, if I would have an answer for it, is I've always been that person. It's just I was numb and blinded by drugs and alcohol and past trauma to actually let myself do what I knew I was able to do this whole time, my entire life.
I'm really glad you came back. You're one of the first faces I saw, and definitely one of the first voices I remember saying, "Welcome home, man."
Thank you.
Yeah, as we said, that has been a tradition here to say the welcomes and make sure that people do feel absolutely comfortable when they come in the house. Now I know that you came in a little bit after me, not too far.
Yeah.
Your experience coming to the house and what brought you here?
What brought me here? Go ahead and I'll answer real quick.
Working out. You've
Yeah.
mentioned it a few times, that if you get to know this dude, it's a everyday, consistent thing. He loves it. And forget this whole skinny
Very into
talk
fitness.
thing. This dude is not skinny. He's just modest and very humble.
Yeah.
Very, very humble. But people work out for various reasons, for what they get out of it. What makes you do it? What does working out do for you?
What working out does for me, it makes me feel like nothing happened to me. It makes me feel who I used to be before. And this is like, I mean, I'm talking about before anything, like when I was a kid. You know when you're a kid, you're able to play all day outside, run fast, do this. You get hurt, shit. You get back up and you're good to go. You know, when I'm working out, I don't feel, my body doesn't feel all those bullet wounds I took. I don't feel that metal in my leg. I just feel like nothing has happened to me. I don't feel out of place. Because even till this day, take 10 bullets did a lot to me. You know, sometimes I do gotta watch what I eat because I'm not trying to be nasty or anything, but like if I eat too much greasy food, man, I'm in the bathroom in 5 minutes. When it's too cold, I feel the metal in my leg, my hip. Like if I've been too much, I can feel the metal in my hips. But when I'm there, like I don't know what it is. It's my sanctuary. I'm good at it. I love to push my body to the limits because the body is such an amazing thing. Because when everything happened to me, they told me I wouldn't have walked to a year later. I said, screw that shit. I did it and did it in 3 months. I was able to walk. Yes, I had a cane, but I kept working it. I wasn't able to run before. like how I used to. But I started little by little by jogging, and now I can run normal again. Like before, when I used to walk, you can tell I had something was wrong with my leg. I've had people come up to me and ask me if my leg was fake, because I lost a lot of nerves and damage to it. So I really couldn't do this with my foot, like move it up and down like I could my other one. So when I'm working out, man, it makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel that I'm normal. And I know when people say, "Oh, there's no such thing as normal," but what I mean normal is like I just don't feel like there was trauma that happened to me. That happened to my body. My body feels complete. It feels normal. It didn't take no 10 bullets. You know what I mean?
Straight up Superman.
Yeah, and honestly, I like the environment of it, man. Like I like to see people coming in and working out and just see the progression. It motivates me, man, because the body is an amazing thing. It's crazy, and like it helps me focus with my mental too. It keeps everything like this united instead of one slipping and letting go. It's helping me keep everything united. And like I told reps, man, and you know, if I do get this training thing and become a coach, I'm curious to see where it takes me in the world, man, where it takes me anywhere. I hope I can help somebody out there, man, because I know I'm not the only person that got shot in this world. I know there's people out there probably right now sitting on that couch, pity like I was, pitying themselves. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. One day at a time. But yeah. But also to go on your question, Chris.
Well, I was about to say there's no telling where the road will take you, because you've gotten, and people that have been in this program for a while, like, gosh dang it, Terrence.
Yeah.
He's been in the program for a while. He's into working out a lot.
Yep.
And Steve's gotten into. He's wanting to help people. He's gone in a very good direction with it.
Yeah, he has. And they're doing all good, and that's what this house does, man. It's crazy.
Well,
go on.
Well, I was saying was with you, it's become reps have become very huge in your life.
It's become, and I'll tell you what, I never in a million years thought I would be this person, man. Like, I never thought I would, like, try to watch what I eat, or like actually write down my reps, actually become this person. I never in a million years thought I knew what form would eat, but then I would know what form would be, bro.
Damn, now you came down about a month and a half ago, and you had a jar, and it was a red sauce that you were drinking, and it is like the healthiest thing
shit ever,
I've ever. Oh my god! I smelled it 3 feet away. I'm like, you're like, do you want some? I can get you some. I'm like, oh man, let me drink my Shasta Cola and eat my Kit Kat and think about that.
I remember that day. I remember that. You took a sip of it, and I knew it, man, bro. It's an acquired taste. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's very acquired. Even the acquired, you acquire that taste.
Things like that, man. Like things like that. I never thought I would. Oh hell no, man. When I first came to this house, I was smoking like a carton a week, carton and a half a week. Obviously, a lot of them were given out. But like I came with my guard up, you know, cause I came from what you just keep your guard up. So I was like, dude, I'm in a house of 70 dudes. I don't know any of these people in here. I don't know what this is about. And you know, and then I started opening up without realizing. I've always been a very outgoing person in a way, sometimes, you know. But like when I came into this though, I told myself like, just go open-minded. I didn't say those exact words. Oh, I didn't even know what open-minded really meant until I got here. But I just told myself that I'm not gonna rush anything. I'm gonna kick back, relax, but you know, let things come to me. Not rush anything. Not go boom 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 and try to get everything done. I'm just gonna let things happen and just make sure I keep consistent with it. And like I said, like all those words I just used right now, like consistent, sticking with it, I didn't know any of that what that meant before I came here. Obviously I used way different words, mentally talking to myself, but I just got tired of it, man. I got tired of being that person that everyone knew for having a bottle all the time in his hand or in his car, for being that person that literally will just, as soon as he gets enough drinks, he's already pissed off at the world. For being that person that always messing everything up, not being responsible enough, you know? Drinking all my money away, smoking it all away, thinking that I was the shit because I worked on a drill rigs and I made good money. But man, there's people that work at the damn McDonald's and had more money than me because all I do was blow it. Like, you can make all the money in the world, but if you don't spend it or save it wisely, what does it matter?
Oh yeah, you and I came from the same area, and we know how expensive things can be there, especially drinking.
Yeah.
And the cost of living up there in Elko, it can be a nightmare aside from the booze and the drugs, and they're both even as easy to get as each other up there.
Exactly. It's gotten even worse now, but like, You know, and that's just the thing. It's like, so one of my cousins, man, or the one that was here, that lives here. He lives in Fernley actually, but he went to reps 2 weeks ago, and he gave me the best feeling in the world because he told me, he's like, no one thought you were gonna stick around. No one thought I was gonna stay in this program or actually get sober as long as I'm sober. I got 8 months sober now. On
Hey,
February.
good job.
Hell yeah.
Good job.
I got 8 months, man, and I tell you what, this is the first time in my entire life that I've actually been sober this long and wanted it. Like last year, I was sober for 6 months, but only because I was in Alaska. I was out there working, and it was a dry camp. I couldn't get no food. I mean, you had to fly there to get there. So obviously, the whole time I was just thinking about alcohol. Fuck, as soon as I got back, man, that's the first thing I did.
Oh yeah.
But it made me feel amazing. Instead of me feeling bad or mad, like damn, that's messed up. No, I was proud of that because I never gave anyone a reason to think that I would actually change. You know, like, and even till now, like, obviously with my kids and my baby mama, they don't believe it yet. They still don't believe it. They think it's a phase, but the thing is that I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. It makes me want to keep going. I don't sit here and think about every day like, oh, okay, I got another day down, or okay, now it's been 2 weeks. No, I keep doing what I'm doing and just keep it in the back of my mind that, you know what, it's okay, and I've accepted the fact that I can never have a drink again. I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that, because for me, alcohol, maybe for a week I'll be able to like cut off at a shot or cut off at a half a pint. But sooner or later I'm gonna be back to it. And then from there I'll go get meth so I can keep on drinking. That's the reason why I smoked meth, so I can just keep on freaking drinking.
So what was that thing that separated that plateau to the mountain that you climbed? That said, okay, this is where I can do this other thing as opposed to going back the way I came. What was that defining point? Do you remember that?
Like, what do you mean, like, of just finally being over it?
Yeah, just finally just cutting it off and saying, okay, because I remember when I was making it a part of my daily life, I couldn't understand people that didn't. You know, it was a part of my culture, a part of everything that I was.
Yeah, that's exactly, and I understand what you mean. That's exactly how I was. My whole family drinks. Drugs, everything has always been a part of my family. Honestly, I truly cannot tell you what. I know I was tired of everything that kept happening, but just one day I finally I was over it. But you know what? I was nervous as hell to do it. I did not know what to expect to get here. I did not even know where this was going to take me, or I was nervous, but I knew I was finally done. Like, it wasn't fun anymore, man. I suck at doing drugs. I suck at drinking now.
Yeah, I think we all do.
It wasn't fun anymore. Every time I would take a drink, I felt nothing but regret and pity of myself in that moment. Like, I think back now, oh man, I wish I could slap myself. I swear to God, the things that But
So what brought you to these doors? What was it that cut it in? Like, how did you even find out about this place? I found out by pure butt luck.
you know how I found out about this place. So my cousin, the one that I've been talking about, the one that lives here, he used to be a heroin addict 5 years ago. Now he's been clean this whole time. But they called him, right? They left him a voicemail, which this is like, I guess they were busy. I have no idea or what. But from however long ago he put in an application or whatever it was, they called him. And he gave me the number. Because he let me detox at his house. Because I was putting in for Vitality for Carson, Rich House, everywhere I can just to finally get some help. Because every way I've tried didn't work. And they called him, and well, he gave me the number, and I left a voicemail. I talked to, I think, Michelle. I think she works next door now. But, oh shit, I said her name.
I can edit it.
All right, cool. But I said Gina. Anyway.
Never mind. I'm not editing it.
But anyway, so from there it got going, and honestly, like, yeah, I gave all my info. They sent me to where I needed to go to do all my tests and stuff, just to see, you know, my blood work and all that. And literally the next day I had a bed. I was like, what? And I remember the other place that I was gonna go to, they literally told me it'll probably be like 4 months wait, because they had no beds available. You know, then again, I mean, so yeah, it was crazy. Honestly, like, that's how it happened. And I was like, all right, here we go. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie. Before I came in here, I got drunk as hell.
I think we were all in the waiting room over there at the detox, waiting to come in for us to blow zeros till we could get in there. Absolutely.
Yeah, man, it was. But yeah, like to answer that question, I really don't know what literally led me to this. To be honest with you, when I came here, I just wanted to learn the knowledge of what they had here, of like how to help myself not drink, how to find different ways to do it. So to me, they told me it would be like a 4 to 9 month program. That's what in my head, 4 to 5 months was it, and that was it. I'm out of here, right? From there, they'll give me enough time to learn everything I needed to learn. So honestly, I just wanted to learn that, and I didn't think I would end up making it how I'm making it here. Like, I didn't think I would make sobriety a part of my life like this, and so I really can't tell you what made me just change. It just happened. It just comes. You know, my stepdad used to tell me, he's like, you know, one day you're gonna get to that. One day it's just gonna happen, man. And I remember, man, he was telling me in Elko at Maddie's. We were at Maddie's having a drink.
I remember that.
I remember that day we were having Jaeger bombs. And he straight up told me, this was years ago, man. But
this is a bar in Elko, Nevada, by the way.
Yeah, he just told me, he's like, one day it's just gonna happen, man. You're just not gonna want to drink. And I'm like, it did. I was just finally tired of it, man. Like, but like I said, I didn't think it would become this. I didn't think I would be so involved in the way that I am. And I'm here now, you know, like I'm proud of this person that I am.
You made it. You climbed the top of the mountain here. Well, for the challenges here that were in the beginning.
Yeah, and you know what? And I know life still has a lot more challenges, but this time these challenges don't seem very scary, and they don't seem not possible to get through them. Because I'm still human, you know, even though everything that I've learned, I still have my moments where I crave. But this time it's crazy. This time I actually let myself crave, let it go through me, and let it go. I don't hold on to it, and I don't give in to that little voice in my head or anything. Like, I just do it. I learned how to substitute things now. So like, even the smallest thing, you'll catch me drinking a lot of bubbly sometimes. Well, not bubblies. Honestly, it's been energy drinks, which I need to slow that down. But you'll catch me substituting, you know. But yeah. But also, what's crazy is like, and that's back to it again. Like, that's what working out does for me, man. Like, I've quit smoking. I mean, I'll take a drag here and there. I've quit vaping, and then like it just helps me. Like, I put my body through so much, and so in my head I put it like, why do I want to mess it up? Like, I thank my body for being able to do what it's been doing.
Oh yeah, you've come a long way from. I remember when you first started working out.
Yeah, man, I couldn't even bench 25 pounds.
I felt good. I felt good for being stronger than you because I was working out consistently. Then,
yeah, and then like now, just yesterday, man, I did 2 plates consistently. Yeah,
Hell yeah, good ball.
So I'm hoping, you know, I got a competition on. I just got the day. It's the 16th. I'm gonna do a competition here at the convention center. It's gonna be a competition. It's called the Open. I'm gonna do that the 16th of this month.
Oh, incredible!
Yeah, and then from there, if I get enough people from reps, who I'm asking, but we'll go to Shasta and do a mud run, a 5K and a 12 obstacles.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping to do that. If you can set up a team and then you get all these discounts, but you'll need a team. I'm hoping to do that, man. And hopefully by the end of this year I can get a Tough Mudder in. But we'll see. We'll see, man. Right now I'm nervous about this Open because it's like to give you a feel of what a real competition will be like when it's like statewide, like worldwide. This is just statewide, so there's gonna be people that push way more weight than me. I just want to see where I'm at completely, where everything's against me, and like I actually gotta push my body and see how far I can push it. But we'll see. It's the 16th.
Well, I'm definitely rooting for you here.
You're rocking, man.
Absolutely, you're gonna do just fine. I know that we're gonna definitely be proud of you, even if you come in dead last or dead first. I'm still gonna be proud of you the same, my man.
Right.
You've always been an accomplisher. You've always never been a quitter. As far as I know, I can't picture you the way that you've described yourself before you've even been here. That would be a totally different person that I'd be meeting, and I'm definitely glad the person I've met.
That's a good feeling. I'm not gonna lie, that is a good feeling.
Moving forward, where do you see yourself in a year?
Where do I see myself in a year? Honestly, I do. By then, I do hope, you know, and not hope. I guess no, hope is a wrong word to use. I will have my own place, you know, and honestly, I see myself still doing what I'm doing now, just not being here. You know what I mean? Like this, to me, I feel like this is my nest. And by that time, I'm hoping I'm already flying and I'll have my place. I have my, my work is going good. It's just that, like, just keep doing what I'm doing, but just not living here. I do plan on coming here every weekend and still taking guys to reps. That's still a plan I have. But that's where I see myself is, honestly, just living my life. Living my life to the person that I am now. Hoping that by then my kids maybe do see that, holy damn, my dad is actually serious, and they get to meet this person that I am now. But if not, hey, that's okay. But I do know I'll be sober, and I do know that I'm gonna be living my life, whether it's gonna be with someone, my kids around, or just by myself. I just know that I'm gonna be living life, enjoying life, and just keep proceeding forward.
I think that I would probably come back in a year after here just to see how the other guys have done.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to see you on that wall. I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear a story about you. I'm very positive that after I've left and gone and come back, that this ain't going to be the last I've heard of Nemo.
Right?
So.
Shoot, you never know. We'll probably run into each other, man. Reno's actually a small city, bro. It's crazy.
Tight as hell.
Yep, go ahead, man.
Biggest little city.
Yep.
It seems like you've gotten so much growth here. There's been as I'm listening to you, I feel your positive energy, your excitement for life.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
being proud of where you are. I went to an AA meeting, and one of the questions they asked that I really loved it. What is the biggest gift that sobriety has given you?
The biggest gift sobriety has given me, honestly, the biggest gift that sobriety has given me is, ooh, man, there's so many things. It gave me back. It gave me. Sobriety has literally gave myself back to me. Like, when I look in the mirror, I am proud of the person that I am. Because it's not even about everything that I'm accomplishing. It's literally willing to fight this battle every day that I have to fight for the rest of my life, and that's addiction. I'm okay with that. It's giving me strength. That's what sobriety has actually given me. Let me reword that. It's giving me strength. Sobriety has given me strength, and it's given me endless possibilities, man. Sobriety can take you in so many. It can take you in any direction. Honestly, you never know. But sobriety is giving me strength, man. It's giving me happiness. It literally has. It's giving me happiness. I don't have everything that I want yet. Remember what I said, yet. But I will have everything that I want. The sky's the limit, and I want to see if I can touch the moon. I tell you, I'm gonna see if I can touch that moon. And by the time I touch that moon, shit, I'll be old and gray. But I'm gonna keep fighting it every day to try to touch that moon, because that's what sobriety did for me. Sobriety gave me that fighting chance again to be successful in life again. That's what it gave me.
Yes, I see. From what I see, it's given you a lot of self-confidence.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of things that a lot of addicts are really struggling with is looking in the mirror and liking what they see. Yeah. And I know that for a time, me personally, it's taken me down a few times, just my own self-confidence.
Oh yeah.
And you're radiating with that, man. And I think you're gonna do great in life. And
I used to never be like this, man. Go ahead.
Dude, you're gonna hit the moon. I see you shooting for it, but dude, you already landed among the stars.
I don't want, the thing is I don't want to land on there yet, man. I still want to keep proceeding, because to me, once you hit the top, where else are you going to go? Once I hit that moon, man, I don't want to come crashing down.
Now there's stars beyond that.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I appreciate that though, man. I really do. Because, sometimes you forget about it. Life happens. Everyone, you kind of forget how much you actually are growing. You forget to take a look back at yourself and see. So I appreciate it when I do hear a positive note back. It just feels good, man. It really does.
Well, you made me feel good the whole time.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Man, I'm just curious about you, man.
Yeah.
And outside of, because I'm newer to this program, I'm still, in the beginning stages. Outside of the cravings and things like that, what would you say was the most challenging aspect of this entire journey so far?
that's a good question.
Ooh,
What do I need to look
Inquiring
forward
minds
to?
want to know.
the more the challenging thing when I first started all this, the literally being told what to do, being treated like a child. When I'm an addict, I'm an alcoholic. Like, I do what I want. That was my mentality, right? But also learning how to function in a structured place in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but that and being patient. We're addicts, so I'm an addict, an alcoholic. Like, I want it now. I don't want to wait. I want that shit now. You know what I mean? Because I want to feel better right now. So I will skip through any little steps I need to make sure I get it now. So that was a tough, challenging thing for me, was to literally just sit back. Even though I told myself, like, I'm gonna sit back, relax, and let everything come to me, it was something I had to constantly keep telling myself, because there was times I would get impatient. There was times that I'm just like, man, screw this. Like, like, no, I want it now. But patience. Patience is one thing that I had to learn how to really, really understand what patience is, though. I really had to understand what that was. And everything else just kind of fell along. Like, just keep doing what you gotta do, man. Just the only thing I tell you, I can give you best advice I can give you, don't lie to yourself. You can try. You can try a million times to lie to yourself, but you're never gonna win. You're never gonna do it. And all you're gonna do is build more hatred and guilt towards yourself, because you're gonna constantly keep trying to lie to yourself. Just accept it, know where your flaws are, and just know you're not alone. You're not the only one with the flaws. You're amongst people that are willing to learn with you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And we definitely appreciate you, Nemo. Guys, this is Geronimo.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you so much for the interview. You've been absolutely awesome, and we look forward to seeing you reaching for the stars as
Hell
usual.
yeah.
Yep.
Shoot, I tell you what, if I reach for the stars, everyone reaches for the stars, man.
Anyone.
I take my team with me all the time.
All right,
Anyone
Mateo.
can do it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys, we're just about out of time. Definitely been a great interview, all five of you. I thank you guys so much for all the help. All right, and from Rehab Radio, this is Kovac saying less is more. Stay pure, stay poor.